Thank you for logging on to the Voice Sports Network for this broadcast of high school sports. We encourage you to go to the games and support your area teams. We know you have a choice, and thank you for choosing us. This broadcast wouldn't be possible without the support of the sponsors you hear throughout the game. We encourage you to visit their businesses and use their service as often as possible. Be sure to tell them thanks for their support. Now, sit back and enjoy the game, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Norwell Night Football on WellsCountyVoice.com. This is Greg Van Meter. Along with me tonight, my old friend Derek Decker helping me out. We're a little short-handed tonight, Derek, without a cameraman, but maybe between the two of us we can do stats, audio, and video.
Well, it's terrific to be along for the ride, but it'll be a challenge this evening.
It will. We are, of course, at the last regular season game of this Indiana high school football season. A great job was just done by the Columbia City Marching Band with the national anthem. We'll do our best with the camera this evening. It's a little bit difficult running this while talking. I have a hard time, enough time chewing gum and walking at the same time, Derek, as you know. But it's another beautiful evening for high school football. Just a gorgeous day in Northeast Indiana. It's, I think, in excess of 70 degrees right now here.
We've had fantastic weather pretty much all season. We did have one game that was a little warm, but other than that, it's been a great season of football. We've had only a couple instances of rain. And it looks good again for next week as we start the first week of sectional play. Of course, Norwell drawing Belmont. That game will be at the Courtyard at 7 o'clock, and I think that's another winnable game for the Knights.
Yeah, I do too. And the Knights, I think, are, even though nobody's picking them tonight against Columbia City, a 4-win team versus Knights 2 coming into tonight. I think tonight will be a competitive game here at Columbia City.
I agree. The computer says 31-17 Columbia City, but Norwell coming off of a win, that's always a momentum builder. Columbia City coming off of 3 losses in a row. We knew that they were going to run into the middle part of that schedule where they ran into New Haven, Leo, and East Noble 3 weeks in a row, and that's just brutal. Running through the top tier of the Northeast 8, I think really those 3 teams have separated themselves, as we knew from the very start of the season. Very competitive at the top, but also very competitive at the bottom. You've got the bottom 4 teams that are all very competitive with each other, so the Northeast 8 really separated into 2 tiers. Yeah,
they did, and East Noble turned out to prove themselves to be a very good football team as they knocked off New Haven last week and have a shot to, well, actually, I would say right now it almost looks like, unless there's a surprise, a 3-way tie on top.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The 3 teams at the top playing inferior opponents tonight in DeKalb, Belmont, and Huntington North. But you never know. Of course, with Belmont, you've got a team that really likes to play ball control. Takes a lot of time off the clock. I mean, we've seen them go on some 10, 11-minute drives, and it just eats up the clock. And we saw that in the game against Norwell. They absolutely controlled the possession. And it cost Norwell in the end. Of course, a couple turnovers inside the red zone really hurt Norwell in that one. But the Knights, you got to think, looking forward to this game, and then again next week with a chance for a couple more wins to add to your resume.
Well, and you mentioned the fact that the Knights coming off their second win of the season at home at senior night last week, a thrilling overtime win over Huntington North, and the momentum that might create for them. That was a lot of fun to call that football game.
Yeah, and Eli Riley in his first start under center as a freshman. I mean, this kid's going to be unbelievable.
Great
he did it all. I mean, you know, for trying your first field goal on the night with under 2 minutes to go to tie the game, I mean, that's just, the kid's got ice in his veins. And, you know, I tell you what, he's going to be a lot of fun to watch over the next 4 years.
He really is. And, of course, now this will be the last week that we'll be able to broadcast for you for this football season. The IHSAA has put in some fees and restrictions that we just can't meet. So, unfortunately, we hope you've enjoyed this season. So, next week, it's supposed to be beautiful weather. We would strongly encourage you to come out to the Courtyard to cheer on the Knights. And for those of you out of state and overseas, stay in close touch with your relatives.
Yeah, that's right. Rely on the text, because that's going to be your best bet next week.
Yeah, but and it won't be long, as Derek and I were talking, it won't be long before we start basketball season. Girls in about couple weeks.
Yeah, the girls open their season with a scrimmage at Bluffton on Halloween.
Yep.
That game coming on the 31st. That game also at Bluffton. But after that, they start on November the 7th at Wayne. Not 100% sure if we're going to be able to broadcast that one due to some SAC rights. But other than that, we should be looking forward to a good season of basketball, I think, for both the girls and the guys. A lot to look forward to for both teams.
Yeah, there really is. And we were talking about the boys' side of things. It could be a fun season. It's going to be a season of transition. They're going to be young, inexperienced for the most part, but it should be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to bringing that to you here in a couple of weeks. Neither team yet out on the field. The field looks absolutely gorgeous with the good weather and the rain we've had recently. I appreciate the fact that Columbia City puts the hash marks on the field.
Yeah, we didn't have that luxury at DeKalb a couple weeks ago. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, but it looks really nice here this evening. The folks at Columbia City very accommodating this evening, and we sure appreciate that. We'll take a quick break here from a couple sponsors and be back with the start of this one after these words.
A new adventure awaits. Above the clouds, beneath the waves, among the rocks, powered by the light around us. Each moment of time is precious. Go higher, deeper, further. Pursue your dreams. Powered by light. Any light never needs a battery. Citizen ProMaster. Go beyond.
Daniel's Jewelers, North Main Street, Bluffton, where personal attention and trust become part of the memory.
Big difference in academic performance. Annual exams are recommended to rule out vision problems that may interfere with your child's vision, development, and academic performance. Doctors Mitchell, Miller, and Fry at Bluffton Family Eye Care can detect any vision problems your child may have, which can then be promptly treated. Our optometrists provide the expert care, advice, and the follow-up you need to look and feel your best by combining experience and expertise with the latest technology.
To look and feel your best, visit Doctors Mitchell, Miller, and Fry at Bluffton Family Eye Care, 105 West Harvest Road in Bluffton. Call 824-3424. That's 824-3424. Or online at BlufftonFamilyEyeCare.com.
Welcome back to Columbia City. Greg Van Meter along with Derek Decker. The Knights have taken their spots on the visitors' sideline right here in front of us. The Eagles have yet to appear. According to the game clock, it's about a little over 2 minutes left. Very difficult for us to see the game clock here at Columbia City. It is in the southwest corner of the facility, and so we've got to kind of maneuver ourselves around this press box to be able to see that. Press box here, I don't think is too far off, Derek, from being replaced.
Yeah, and if you've never been up to Max Gandy Field, you'll know it's a little unique from most other places with the entire press box sitting on the visitor's side.
Right.
I believe it had something to do with building permits several years ago when this was built. And that's what we've got tonight, but really a really nice inside. We've been up here for a number of cool nights, we should say. The last time we were up here, we were talking about off-air, the glass inside here. The heat was so warm in here, and outside it was so cold it was in the 20s. It was fogging up, and you had to try to clear it because it was starting to frost up.
Yeah, it was a difficult game, much easier on us tonight. We're in shirt sleeves. And, of course, you are listening to the Billy Ann Supper Pub pregame show. Billy Ann Supper Pub in downtown Bluffton is your local source for Tex-Mex and American food and some of the best burgers in the area. They're located at 113 North Main in Bluffton. I don't know, Derek, do you have access to the starting lineups this evening?
I do for Norwell, and we were not provided by anybody at Columbia City. I've got an idea of who's going to start, so we can roll with that. But, of course, for Norwell, it's going to be Eli Riley getting his second start. No other changes, with the exception of course, Joe Taylor with that injury last week, with that kneecap issue. It's going to be Landon Geiger starting at receiver in his spot. You've got Breggy, Mayorga, and Bohada to go along with them at the receiver spots.
Very good. Of course, those starting lineups are brought to you by First Bank of Bern. If you're looking for a local bank you can really depend on, come to First Bank of Bern. They provide service that other banks only dream about. There's 8 convenient locations near you in Northeast Indiana. It appears as though Columbia City won the toss. Columbia City will defer to the second half, so Norwell will receive. It appears also that the Knights will go from west to east. on this beautiful fall evening, Friday the 13th. Any scary movies you want to see, Derek?
Not particularly.
Me either. I'm not a big fan of scary movies. A very unique, I was reading about it today, idea for a scary movie, Happy Death Day. Have you heard about that one?
Have not.
Just coming out today, but it's basically Groundhog Day. If you remember that movie with Bill Murray back in the
Classic
day.
movie.
Classic movie. It's basically Groundhog Day around a sorority girl's death, which also happens to be her birthday. So kind of a unique concept, but I'll probably not be paying to see that. Eli Riley, who is quickly in his freshman year becoming a Mr. Do-Everything for the Norwell Knights football squad. Similar to Pearson Harness, just not as big as a freshman as what Pearson was, and Pearson didn't kick either. But Eli Riley doing the kicking for the Knights, the punting, the quarterbacking, also playing defense. He has really stepped up in his freshman year and become maybe the biggest part of this football squad. Of course, he's got some other young guys getting a lot of time along with him, and I also see Christian Bohata catching my eye. He was the other guy on the receiving end of Eli's passes last week to the winning touchdown, the winning extra points, and we are underway at Columbia City. It'll be fielded at about the 12-yard line by Riley. Riley right up the middle, and he is taken down at about the 32-yard line. That's where the Knights will take over, 1st and 10. All right, we're good to go here from a control standpoint. We got a good signal, and we're looking for a good game here at Columbia City this evening. If you're a baseball fan, and especially a Cub fan, got the night off till tomorrow night, and the Cubs flying out to Los Angeles to start the National League Championship Series tomorrow night. Riley in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the left. He'll roll that way. And looking downfield, he's going to keep it and be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Good coverage there by the Eagles. He was stopped for no gain. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Knights.
Mark him back to, he just had.
Oh, they did mark him back.
Yeah,
okay.
Just kind of ran out of room there, and you knew he was close to the line of scrimmage, so didn't necessarily had to chuck it out of bounds, but good decision by and that's also something we've seen him do a couple of times. Get rid of the ball, something young guys a lot of times struggle with. It's getting rid of the ball and just throwing it out of bounds and living for the next down.
Right, yep, and sometimes you just have to live to see another day, as Riley will hand this off. That's Carson Ringer with a nice gain up the middle. He's near a 1st down across the 40-yard line, and not quite to the marker, but it'll be a 3rd and short for the Knights. Boy,
that's 3rd and inches.
It sure is. Nice move by Ringer to kind of bounce outside, then back inside, and the Knights' offensive line making room for him to pick up almost 12 yards on that gain.
Yeah, good blocking scheme that time. Opened up a nice hole for Ringer. And on 3rd and 1, you got to be thinking Ringer's going to get it again.
Riley gives it to Carson. Carson picks up the 1st down and more. He's out to about the 45, and the Knights with their first down of the evening.
Carson Ringer's had some success over the years against Columbia City. We've noticed that over the last couple of years, even in his first year starting at running back. He ran for a bunch of yards the last time the Knights came up here and had a big hand in that 20-18 victory.
Well, and the Knights have had good luck here for a number of years. I think it was Pearson's junior year possibly when they ended up winning the sectional. They were a huge underdog here at Columbia City that year, able to pull out the victory as Riley's pass is complete to Geiger. And we're going to try to straighten up this camera just a little bit.
Picked up 9 on the plays, a yard short, and that's a really good 1st down game, picking up 9 for the Knights, and you've got yourself in a 2nd short situation, and this may be the spot where you take a shot downfield.
Ringer, the lone back in the backfield with Riley. He'll take the handoff and is met at the line of scrimmage.
59, the stop for the Eagles, Travis Sunderland.
Actually lost about a yard there, Derek. That'll make it 3rd and about a yard to go. On the game clock, there's 10 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Haven't seen Bryce Kelly yet in the backfield, but this is a guy that has done it a lot in this situation. He's got a bunch of power. He just kind of runs over people.
As on the option, Riley pitches to Ringer. Ringer with a great move up the left side. He's busted free. He could go all the way, and he does. The Knights on the scoreboard first. They take a quick 6-0 lead as a burst of speed there from Carson Ringer around the left side, and he gets into the end zone untouched. The Knights with the first score of the evening. And Derek, a well-executed play by the entire Norwell offense there.
Well, an option toss, and you've got to have good speed to get around the edge, and Carson has just that. Nobody was there at the corner for Columbia City, and he was able to run free down the sideline and make it 6-0.
Riley's kick is up, and it is good. That'll make it 7-0 Norwell.
Well, that's a great start. Couldn't have asked for anything better. 6 plays, 68 yards, 207, and on a 3rd and 1, an option toss, and Ringer takes it 46 yards to the house.
Yeah, and I'm still working on balancing out this camera as it got, there we go, that's a little bit better. I don't know why, but the leveling system on the tripod here seems to be just a little off. We'll do our best to give you some decent camera work tonight. I'm not the world's best cameraman, though. My wife will tell you that. I tried to take a selfie one time and I think destroyed the camera. But that might have been the subject matter. Norwell with an early 7-0 lead. 9:53 left on the clock here in this first quarter at Columbia City. Not a huge crowd here in Whitley County tonight. Norwell faithful numbering probably less than 100 here this evening. As the kick from Riley is fielded at about the 15-yard line. Up the right side and across the 30. That's number 11, I believe, for Columbia City, wasn't it?
I think it was 81. I think it was
81?
Doug Hill.
Doug Hill for the Eagles on the return. And that's where the Eagles will take over. Sorry. There we go. Bolt hands it off to number 3. That's Michael Sievers around the right side. And a good gain of about 6 yards for the Eagles. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Kelly and Riley coming up on the stop. Both of them really making a touchdown-saving tackle. If he gets outside there, he's gone for 6, and this game is tied.
Yeah, that was a burst of speed there by Sievers. This time the handoff the left side. Stopped short of the first down was number 24. That's Jacob Wygant, another junior for the Eagles. Of course, the head coach here at Columbia City, Brett Fox.
Yeah, the Wygant name's been pretty common around here in Columbia City for the last number of years. Already a 3rd down situation here for Columbia City on their first drive.
Austin Bolt in the quarterback slot hands it off. That's going to be close to a first down. I think he got it, Derek.
I agree.
It was Wygant with the carry. Wygant listed at 5'11", 160 for the Eagles. It is a first down, and they'll move the chains for the home team. All the seniors for Columbia City were actually announced before the game this evening. So Austin Bolt, a senior, quarterbacks this Columbia City team. He's been good this year as he throws his first pass and just a little low and away from Ethan Christian, his intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Eagles.
Now, both of these teams have improved offenses from last year. The Knights Actually, both teams averaging in double digits, something they did not do a year ago.
Bolt hands it off this time, again to Severs, and Severs with about a 4-yard gain. Well, he's been very effective in his first couple of carries here. Yeah, they'll say he gained 5, so that'll make it 3rd and 5 for Columbia City. The ball spotted at their own 49-yard line. Bolt with 2 backs with him in the backfield. He's going to throw, and this is knocked down. And I believe it was Cole Lewison that got his hands on that, Derek. Not sure, but thought that's who knocked it down there.
Lewison on the line, 6'3", and he's got the ability to reach up and get the mid up there and knock it down, and it forces a punt situation here for Columbia City.
Bohata and Riley deep for, I think that's Riley, deep for the Knights.
It's Bolt to punt as well here for the Eagles.
A bad snap, but Bolt able to haul it down and barely got the kickoff, and a good kick.
It sure was.
Fielded by Riley at the 15. Wow, what a great athletic play by Austin Bolt, having to field that ball over his head. Sorry we couldn't follow the kick there. But a great play by Austin Bolt, and then a wonderful kick, a nice spiral down to the 15-yard line. That's where the Knights will have it to start their second drive of the game. Scored on their first one. They're up 7-0 here with 7:47 left in the first quarter.
37-yard boot pins the Knights back inside their own 20. And the Knights didn't really send a lot of pressure on that punt, or it could have been a much different result.
They did not, and still got close to blocking it. Riley running the option, keeps it, and slips and falls down right at the 15-yard line. Drew Rethleich will get credit for that tackle, most likely, number 23, 6 foot, 175-pound junior. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Knights as Joe Taylor is in there, Derek. Number 10. Split to the right. Riley will roll left, looking downfield, nothing there, so he'll keep it and be. Looks like there was a fumble.
Yep, he was ruled down by contact.
Okay. So that'll bring up 3rd down for the Knights. A couple yards lost there. We'll make it 3rd and about 12. And we were talking about the lights here, Derek. They're not that bright.
No.
Of course, we're a little bit in between right now. Hopefully that'll brighten up a little bit as the lights take full effect. We were talking about the Cubs earlier. Did you see their plane had to stop in New Mexico?
I did.
Early this morning. Some kind of medical issue on the plane. No details other than that. It's Ringer with the run up the middle and got back just past the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a kicking down for the Knights.
Well, the Knights inside their own 15 go conservative on 3rd and long and decide to take the punt without losing any more ground. Hasn't been a lot available through the air so far. Riley has had his receivers covered a couple times, I should say, and has had to take a couple of yards loss.
He'll punt and just barely got away with it. There's going to be a flag down. A good return by, I believe that was Max Bedwell, the sophomore.
Yeah, that's not a flag. That was a marker. So.
Oh, okay. I just saw something flying across there. These old eyes, sometimes not able to interpret accurately what's going on. Great field position here for the Eagles, trying to respond to Norwell's score here with 5:40 left on the clock.
Fantastic field position to start. Anytime you start on the 25, you should be getting points.
I'll tell you what, I was surprised that Eli was able to get that kickoff. Big hole up the middle and into the end zone. Number 24, Jacob Weigett, respond to Norwell's touchdown with a 25-yard run. First play from scrimmage. And the Eagles now out to attempt the extra point. Doing the holding is Michael Sievers. The kicker, number 17, Davis Snyder, 5'11" junior. His kick is up, and it is good. That ties it at 7. We're all tied here at Columbia City. 5:32 left on the clock, and an Eagles kick coming up. Very competitive game so far, Derek.
Yeah, it is, and a lot more offense than we've seen balanced by both teams here in the first quarter than maybe we've seen all year. We may be in for a little bit of a shootout tonight as both teams on the ground have looked really good so far.
Yeah, the offensive lines for each side really doing a nice job of opening up some openings for the running backs to take advantage of.
Just 9 passing yards combined this evening. That was on one pass to Landon Geiger from Riley. The other 109 yards have been on the ground.
Wow. Still trying to get this camera leveled out. I still don't think it's perfect, but we apologize for that, for those of you watching at home. Davis Snyder out to kick off. He's a junior, as we mentioned. Snyder's kick down the middle, fielded there by Riley. Riley with a good burst of speed.
He took it right away from him.
Oh my goodness, he sure did. And Tanner March, a sophomore, just took the football away from Eli Riley. I couldn't see it, Derek, until you mentioned it.
And I tell you what, and that's the difference right there of a freshman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just doesn't have that man strength yet to make all the plays. He's been great in the roles he's played so far, but those kind of things are going to happen occasionally. So a huge field advantage again here for the Eagles. 1st and 10 from the 22 of the Knights. The handoff to Wygant. He's up to about the 25. Excuse me, that was Tanner March on the carry, number 15. He's just a sophomore as well. You know, this Columbia City squad's pretty young. A lot of sophomores, a few freshmen listed on their roster. Bolt will hand off to Sievers. Sievers trying to get around the right side, and he's chased out of bounds after maybe a couple-yard gain.
Not many guys are going to beat Ringer to the edge.
It'll be 3rd and a long 7.
So no gain on the play.
He really did a good job stringing him out on that right side.
Big chance for a stop for the Knights.
Bolt back to pass, looks left. Throws towards the end zone and broken up by Joe Taylor.
I think it was actually Belden on the corner.
Was it?
Yep.
Boy, I'm having a hard time in this twilight picking out the numbers. Okay, yep. 8, 9, and 0 all look a lot alike right now. 16 also.
Yeah, this is 4-down territory, no doubt, for Columbia City at the 25. If you don't get it, you're not giving up too good a field position, so no reason not to go for it. You're on 4th and 7.
Belden got a hand on that, just enough to break it up as it actually got through, as Columbia City will take their first timeout of the evening. We'll take it along with Coach Fox and be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Welcome to the new Heidi Automotive Group. We have a brand new state-of-the-art facility. Now you can shop for a new Chevrolet, Buick, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, or Chrysler at the same location right here in Bluffton, Indiana. We have a huge selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and crossovers. We focus on quality, and that is why we certify our pre-owned inventory so you get more warranty, free maintenance, and peace of mind. Don't worry about your credit. We have financing options for everyone. Heidi Automotive Group, a new look, but old-fashioned integrity.
Well, here at Columbia City with 4:46 left in the first quarter. Big situation here as Columbia City with a 4th and about 7. on Norwell's 25-yard line.
Well, that ball to the goal line, that last throw, was almost picked off, and then it was almost caught.
Yeah.
As it got knocked around a couple of times, almost pulled in by the receiver. I believe it was Ethan Christian down there. But it brings up 4th and 7.
Bolt back to pass. He looks right. It's a little screenplay almost as Severs dives for the corner. And they say he went out of bounds, it looks like. And, boy, Severs really, with a burst of speed out of the backfield, and then once he caught the football, he's just a sophomore, listed at 6 foot 160, but, boy, he's got a quick first step, Derek.
Yeah, he sure does. This Eagle team with a lot of speed on offense. It's going to be tough for the Knights to contain all night.
Ball's actually spotted at about the 2-yard line, I think. Bolt looks to keep it, gets inside, and scores. And a nice little juke move there by Austin Bolt to get into the end zone, kind of weaving his way through traffic.
Well, just like that, Columbia City has taken the lead. Special teams hurt the Knights. Riley's return was just stripped away from him. And the play of the game so far was made by Tanner Martz, who just took it right out of his hands, and Columbia City only had to go 28 yards on 5 plays to score.
Snyder looking to make it a 7-point lead. His kick is up, and it is good. So the Eagles take a 14-7 lead with 4:27 left here in this first quarter. Davis Snyder now perfect 2 for 2 from extra points for the Eagles. It's tough to find a good kicker at the high school level. I'll tell you who really impressed me last week was the punter for Huntington North. Tight, high spirals all night long, and to do that consistently, you have to really work at your craft to be able to do that, especially at the high school level.
I think we've seen more good kickers this year than we have in a long time. Most teams are finally finding a guy that is able to kick, and they're not all soccer players.
Right.
Some of them are actual kickers, as Davis Snyder, not sure if he plays soccer or not, but he is only listed as a kicker on the team, doesn't do anything else for Columbia City.
Well, it works out pretty well for a soccer player to kick for the football team. They're never playing on Friday night, even in the postseason.
And the only trouble you run into there sometimes is sometimes it's a more long line drive, and a lot of PATs and field goals get blocked.
There's a low bouncing kick. It's knocked down in the middle of the field. Picked up, number 80 is going to be brought down at about the 36-yard line. That was Dallas Top. Good hands there by Dallas, a 6 foot 3 inch, 180-pound sophomore. That's where the Knights will start this drive. It's going to be spotted about the 36-yard line. So Riley back at it here for the Knights. He will hand it off to Ringer, and Ringer tripped up at the line of scrimmage. He'll actually lose a couple of yards, as it appeared to be.
It was Curtis Weinbrenner, I think, on the tackle.
Okay. Could not pick up his number, although Columbia City's Eagles numbers actually pretty easy to see. The gold on the crimson.
Of course, the Knights in their road white, which is much easier to read than the home blue and gold.
It is.
Navy numbers, pretty clear cut.
I'm always glad to get Leo out of the way early in the season.
Oh, man.
So tough to read their numbers. Riley back to pass, pressure, and he'll roll left, throw downfield, and out of bounds. That'll bring up a 3rd and about 11 for the Knights. Good decision there by Eli. His receivers were all very well covered.
Jacob Wysant there on the edge got a finger on it. I'm not sure how close it was to being in bounds, but for a moment there I thought Eli might not have gotten it far enough out of bounds. Almost a mistake, and it brings up 3rd and long again for the Knights.
Well, Columbia City's defense has really stiffened up after that first scoring drive by the Knights.
Led almost exclusively by Ringer on that drive. Just kind of had no problem. Ran for almost 50 yards on that drive alone.
Riley back to pass. And a little screen. He had Ringer open, although Ringer would have had a tough time gaining much, if any, yardage as Wygant was right there. That'll bring up 4th down, and the Knights will punt it away. Columbia City leading here 14-7. 3:26 left here in this first quarter.
Keep in mind, Columbia City was very close to blocking the first punt.
Yeah, they were.
Riley got it off, and wasn't that long, and it ended up going all the way down inside the Norwell 30 to start another scoring drive. Columbia City's 2 scoring drives have come via very good field position to start.
Boy, and they almost got that one as well. Riley again able to get the kickoff, and it will be fielded. Well, actually, it'll be let roll to die at about the 34-yard line. That's where the Eagles will take back over.
Punt of 32 leaves the Eagles to start on their own side of the field. The only time they did that, they went only got 1 first down, and Norwell came up with a big stop.
John Odell was the receiver that was back and just let it roll. Again, a lot of pressure on Eli Riley. He was just able to get that off.
It's been a pretty lengthy first quarter. 3 touchdowns already so far. Not used to seeing that in the first quarter.
A lot of scoring. Austin Bolt will throw on first down and finds his man on the left side. That's Ethan Christian with a good gain. Close to a first down. About a yard short. That'll bring up 2nd and about 1.
Second completion of the evening. You got 22 on the first pass that almost went in for a score.
Excuse me, they've got a different quarterback in there, Derek.
Missed tackle.
Yep. The handoff to Wygant, and Wygant is going to go all the way as Jacob Wygant takes it to the house. He went 57 yards on that carry, and boy, he got through the line quick. He got through there so quick, Derek, our camera broke. That's fine, but I had loosened it up here, and well, I tell you what, he really took off as Snyder out there to try for the 21st point. It is no good, and Columbia City leads 20-7. Actually, lining up a quarterback in that possession was Jacob Bolt, a junior, 6'2", 170 pounds. Austin Bolt started in the quarterback slot. And we're just having a heck of a time with this tripod.
Well, it's 20-7 already. I don't know if anybody really saw this coming. Columbia City scoring on 3 of their first 4 drives to start the evening, and Norwell's defense getting torn up. The Eagles have run for 103 yards and thrown for 31 more already here in the first quarter.
That is an efficient offense for the Eagles so far.
Well, it's been a big play game so far. Carson Ringer running it in from 46, that one from 57. Columbia City didn't have to have good field position that time to score, as they scored again via the big play.
There we go. Now we'll see if maybe this camera can do what we need it to do. It's more level than it was. As Snyder out there to kick for the 4th time already. We've still got 3 minutes left in this first quarter. There's the kick, and it will be fielded over his head at about the 20-yard line, and through is number 21. That's Bryce Kelly all the way out to midfield. Boy, excellent play there by Kelly. Good hands fielding that kick, and got a good block into Columbia City territory.
Yeah, Bryce Kelly, for being a bulkier kid, has some really good speed.
He does.
And he's able to beat some guys on the outside. A return of 33 that time to start the Knights in the Columbia City side of the 50.
Ball's actually spotted at Columbia City's 48-yard line.
Knights have put themselves in good position to score after the nice special teams return.
Riley back to pass on first down, looks downfield, and I think that was picked off. What a catch.
Yeah, it was. I'm not sure how he got away with the pass interference. It was clearly pass interference. That's happened a couple of times. Bohada's pleading his case to the back judge, and it's just not going to be called. He just got shoved right in the back, 2 arms, and then went up and made a really athletic catch. Did Michael Sievers. And
actually, was that Sievers?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Right after the big special teams return, Coach Morgan not happy with that one.
Well, that's the second turnover of the evening for the Knights already. Sievers, that was a heck of a play. Leaping backwards, and Bolt hands it off to Sievers. Sievers with room to run. And a nice carry up the right side. Carson Ringer on the stop. About a six-yard gain for Columbia City on that play. Jacob Bolt, the quarterback now for Columbia City. Got to believe there's some relation to Austin there. Bolt will keep this one. And he'll pick up a couple. Maybe a yard.
Colt Lewison did a nice job staying home that time to bring down Bolt for a minimal gain.
Ball spotted at the 34-yard line. They're calling it 3rd and 4 on the scoreboard. Bolt looking to throw left over the head of his intended receiver. That was number 16, Max Bedwell, the sophomore, and that'll bring up 4th down. It looks like the Eagles will kick it away, leading by 13 at the moment.
Well, a nice job by the Norwell defense there to force a 3-and-out after the interception, and they'll get a chance to get the ball back, and barring a excellent punt, should get pretty good field position again. They got 2 guys back this time.
Is that Bolt back to kick?
Sure is.
So he really steps into it, and boy, another great kick. Fielded running backwards by Riley. Or excuse me, that's Bohada. And he will be tackled at the Norwell 29-yard line. Boy, what a punt. Bolt does an excellent job with the Eagles' punting game.
45-yard punt that time for Mr. Bolt, and pins the Knights deep, as didn't really expect that good of a punt. Thought the Knights might have a little bit better field position, but instead they'll start inside their own 30 again.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good play by Bohada. He was like a center fielder running towards the wall on that play. As Riley will keep it, running the left side. Picked up a few.
I think it was Austin Bolt that caught him.
Bolt has been a big part of this program for the last few years.
Generous gain of 3 yards on first down.
Yeah. Call it 2nd and 7. Norwell trying to respond to 3 consecutive scores by the homestanding Eagles here on senior night in Columbia City. 2 receivers on each side for Riley. He throws quickly. Oh, and boy, great hands by Christian Bohada. And the whistle was not blown. The ball came loose. Columbia City. Boy, that was a really late whistle, as his forward progress was stopped for several seconds. Bohada stripped of the football, and it's the 3rd turnover already on the Norwell Knights. Boy, didn't that seem like a Long time in coming there for the whistle, Derek?
Yeah, it's a judgment call, and sometimes that's what happens. And the third turnover already for Norwell. Can't have that.
No, and they have actually been doing a pretty good job of that the last few weeks, taking care of the football, but tonight it's been a struggle. Bolt back to pass, looks left, and he's got Sievers open. Sievers with a move after catch gets down to about the 7-yard line. There was a flag after the play.
Yeah, the umpire threw it very late, and I'm not sure what the call is going to be here. Almost has to be holding that far down the field, probably by a receiver trying to block, and that's what it is, exactly what it's going to be. So it's going to push it back. It's going to be first and short here for Columbia City.
It was a hold. Good call, Derek. They'll march it back to...
Should be right at 17.
So that'll make it first. No. Yeah. It'll be second down. No.
Yeah, it should be first down.
Yep.
Yeah.
First and goal from the 17, right? Bolt back to pass, looks left, and it's knocked down. Good coverage there by Eli Riley to break up the play. Oh, it is 2nd and 3. I was thinking they had gotten the first down on Seaver's catch. But instead it's 2nd and a long 3. Jacob Bolt will hand off to Wygant. Wygant was tripped by Eli Riley, but he did pick up. He got far enough to pick up the first down. It spotted at about the 15 seconds left in this first quarter, and I think they're going to let the clock run out to end this first quarter. They will. They will switch into the field at the end of 1 quarter of play here in Columbia City. It is the Eagles 20, your Knights 7. We'll take a break and be back with second quarter action after these words from our sponsors.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $6.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
Get the $6.99 any deal at your local Pizza Hut on North Main Street in Bluffton.
Troxel Equipment Company, a family-owned business, is dedicated to making you a satisfied customer with the best possible equipment, parts, and service. 3 locations in Bluffton, Huntington, and Wabash. You can find a full line of John Deere equipment, mowers and generators from Honda, blowers and chainsaws by Steel. Experience superior service and selection at Troxel Equipment, your solutions dealer. Find them online at troxelequipment.com.
Welcome back to Columbia City. Along with Derek Decker, it's Greg Van Meter. And Derek, the Knights having a hard time hanging on to the football this evening.
Well, Greg, thinking back to that last play on the last turnover, it initially appeared that he picked that ball off the ground, and it just turns out that it's a bad break for the Knights. But it could have been an incomplete pass, and then the whistle wasn't blown quick enough, and Columbia City stripped it right away.
First play of the second quarter appeared to be Wygant with a pickup of a couple.
No, I think it was Tanner Martz.
Was it Martz? Okay, good call, Derek. I just can't see the numbers. Tanner Martz able to make it second, and it looks like they can pick up a first down without scoring here.
Yes, they can.
Bolt keeps it, trying to bounce around the left side. Breaking tackles one after another and gets into the end zone. Wow, what a run by Jacob Bolt. The Knights having a hard time bringing him down, Derek. There was at least 4 Knights that could have wrapped him up and were unsuccessful.
Yeah, Norwell's defense has kind of regressed here in the first several drives of this game, kind of looking back to early season form, and the Knights' defense had made some strides over the past couple of weeks, and it's struggling here tonight.
Columbia City looking to make it a...
It's a fake, and he's not going to get it.
No. Well, bringing down Bolt was Kyle Henchen, so the Eagles fail to convert a second extra point. That'll make it 26-7 here in Columbia City.
I think the situation that time is a little bit of a high snap and didn't think he had time to get it down, so he just tried to run to the left side and find a way to get some points. It's 26-7. If this game gets close again, special teams could play a factor, but the Knights have got to find a way to get on the board, but more importantly, get some stops here on defense.
Yeah, since that opening drive, Columbia City has really run roughshod over the Norwell defense to this point.
Well, and 26 points rather is deceiving, as 3 of their drives have started inside the 30-yard line of Norwell after 3 turnovers, and you just can't turn the ball over down there.
Snyder out to kick off again. He's going to have a tired leg by halftime the way this thing's going. 11:25, just 30 seconds into this second quarter. And Davis's kick is end over end, fielded at about the 11-yard line, and Riley.
Ball came out again.
Wow.
Oh, no, wait a minute. We've got a very late flag, and I'm not sure if he was marked down or not. The official's not being real clear. He is now signaling that he was down, and then a very late flag.
You know, good arm shown there by the back judge as he tossed that flag better than 23 yards.
And it's a face mask. That makes sense from back there. That's about the only thing it could be.
Well, the Knights will have the football, and with the penalty.
This is just the 5-yard variety, not a personal foul.
Yep. Inadvertent, as they say. Knights 1st and 10 from their own 43. Riley will hand it off to Ringer. Ringer up the middle, and I don't know if there's any gain there or not, Derek.
They're going to give him a yard, and we've got a timeout called here by Coach Gerber. He's not happy with the offense, and he will take a TL.
Well, we'll take it along with him. The Knights trailing by 19 early on here at Columbia City. We'll take a break here from Bluffton Roofing and be right back.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs, and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
If you need roof work, see the owner of Bluffton Roofing, James Worth. Good guy.
Well, for Norwell, after 59 yards on their first drive, they've gotten 4 positive yards since. It's a struggle on offense. They set up 2nd and 8 on the 45.
Riley will take the snap and keep it, looking for room around the left side, and not much room to go anywhere, but he was able to get some positive yardage out to about the Knights' 48-yard line.
Yeah, Riley slammed on the brakes and made a man miss and picked up 3 more. So after a couple of plays that didn't look like they're going to get hardly anything, the Knights come out with a manageable 3rd and 5.
Three receivers to the right side for Riley. He will hand it off, and backed up is Carson Ringer.
I think that was
Bryce Kelly on the carry.
Don't like the play call on 3rd and 5. You've got Bryce Kelly in there, who's a guy that can maybe get a yard or 2 on 3rd and short, but 3rd and 5 is too long for that.
Yeah, really surprised the Knights weren't throwing there. So it'll bring up another punting situation for young Eli Riley. Deep for the Eagles is the Very quick Michael Sievers. Not a lot of pressure. Oh, great kick by Riley. It's fielded by Sievers on the 14-yard line, avoiding and breaking tackles. And there's a good tackle by number 20 for the Knights.
That's Sam Walker.
That's a nice tackle, as Sievers had avoided a couple other tackles prior to that.
After a late flag, I think it's going to have to be, it's going to be blocking the back. It's going to push back Columbia City. Not sure where that flag came out
that was
from.
Late.
Very late. You normally don't see a block in the back that late in a play. So this punt is going to turn into something really good for the Knights.
Well, maybe the flag's stuck in the official's pocket or something. As the ball's going to be spotted all the way back on Columbia City's 9-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. Bolt will hand it off. Oh, and Sievers bounces outside.
It's going to be a hold.
Yeah. You know what? Columbia City's line does not need to hold for Sievers to gain significant yardage. He has got a very quick first step. And, you know, I don't remember him from last year, Derek. Well, that's the reason. He's only a sophomore. I thought he was a junior. Very impressive sophomore out there for the Columbia City Eagles. As the ball goes back half the distance to the goal line, it will be spotted at the 4-yard line, where it will be 1st and 15 for the Eagles. Columbia City leading by 19 here at home. Last regular season game of the year. Bolt.
Again, Lewison jumping up right at the line of scrimmage and batting that one away.
Yeah, Bolt was looking to the right side. Number 8, Garrett Railing, was his intended receiver.
That's an interesting call inside the 5.
Yeah. Especially considering the success they've had running the football to this point. Bolt's got Seaver and Wygant in the backfield with him. And he will keep it. And not a great fake there on that play by Bolt.
Lewison's playing really well on the D-line so far. He's snuffed out a couple of those and has also batted a couple passes away. They pick up just one, and it's going to be 3rd and very long at the 5.
Well, the Knights need to make a play here on defense. Give themselves the best opportunity they can to try to get good position, field position here.
Yeah, you definitely need at least one score, 2 preferably before halftime.
Bolt and a flag.
I think there was some movement on the offensive line. It's going to be a false start.
Yeah. So that'll move it back again to about the 2-yard line.
Now, keep in mind,
3rd and a bunch.
A hold in the end zone constitutes a safety, so all kinds of things can happen here for Columbia City, and that's the last thing you want to do if you're the Eagles, is give Norwell points and the ball back.
Bolt is going to roll left to throw. Throws downfield and well over the head of his receiver. But I'll tell you what, that was almost a heck of a catch over on the far sideline.
I think it was Max Bedwell.
He really got off his feet.
He sure did, and if Bohada had not reached his hand in there, that he might have pulled that down for a first down.
Yeah, I thought it was well over his head. Instead, it does fall incomplete, and Bolt will kick it away. Bohada and Riley at about the 40-yard line. Look at that kick. Beautiful kick by Bolt. Fielded about the 41. Riley still on his feet, down to about the 27, and that's where he'll be stopped.
Very good field position for Norwell, and they've got to convert and get points right here.
Well, I am impressed with the punting of Bolt. He is consistently kicking nice tight spirals. Boy, and the kicking game is such a difference between the high school and college levels. I know watching St. Francis the last couple of weeks, They kick it high and far at that level. As Riley, just a straight run over the left side and down to about the 21. Barrera in on the tackle for Columbia City.
Gain of 6.5 on first down.
So second and about 4 for the Knights. Solomon Barrera, number 30. He's a 5'11" junior.
Well-built linebacker for the Eagles.
Riley will hand it off to Ringer, and Ringer over the left side, inside the 20, close to a first down.
It's actually Bryce Kelly again
that was Kelly
on the carry.
Again. Well, they both wear their numbers start with 2, and so
it's going to be 3rd and half a yard for the Knights.
Well, and I'll tell you, they were a lot easier to tell apart last year. Ringer's gotten a lot stronger this year than what he was last year, a lot bigger.
Yeah, both of them have some power behind them, and both have some pretty good speed, and the Knights are going to miss them next year.
Yes, they are. Bohata as well. Riley will look to throw, rolling right, and picked off by Michael Sievers. And Sievers out across the 30-yard line. Eli just didn't put enough oomph on that pass, Derek.
No, he sure didn't, and a wasted opportunity for the Knights.
Their 4th turnover of the ball game, and we are not to halftime yet here at Columbia City. Still 6:42 left in this second quarter, and it has, after a couple of weeks where you thought the Knights were really starting to put some things together a little bit, tonight has been, at least to this point, a pretty big step backwards.
Well, and it's not so much moving the ball that's been the biggest trouble. It's been the turnovers. 2 picks and 2 fumbles to this point.
Bolt. That was Bolt who actually kept that, I believe.
Yes, he did.
And he's out to about the Eagle 39-yard line. It'll make it second and a short 3. Long 2.
So, again, if you're Norwell here, you have to get a stop and score before the half, or it's going to be very difficult to come back, especially with Columbia City getting the ball out of the half.
Yeah, Columbia City leading here 26-7. Bolt looking to throw. Good pressure, but he avoids it, and he will get very close to the first down marker.
Yeah, he's got it.
Boy, he really felt that pressure. I think that was it 74? Billy.
No, it was Preston Graham.
Preston Graham, okay.
Applying the pressure, 55.
55.
Coming from the left side.
Yeah, that looks a lot like 74. 55, 74. Bolt keeps it again right up the middle, pounding ahead, and he's close to another first down. In fact, they're going to give it to him, I believe. Yep. Ball in Norwell's territory. Bryce Kelly credited with the tackle there.
You know, the other thing that coming off of 3 losses can do is you're very angry, and you get a chance on senior night at home to take it out on a team with 2 wins. And it certainly seems to be what Columbia City's doing here so far tonight.
Bolt.
I believe it was Max Bedwell.
Or,
excuse me,
Yeah, it was Bedwell.
Yeah, it was Max Bedwell.
Number 16. Sam Walker on the tackle for Norwell. About a 4-yard pickup for Bedwell. Bolt will hand it off and met at the line of scrimmage was Bedwell again.
Couple of plays now, some after play action going on right now. A little bit of shoving, and these two teams don't like each other very much.
No,
and everybody
never have.
knows that. Nope.
Kyle Henson was credited with the tackle there. No, and it really doesn't matter what sport we're playing either. Bolt looks downfield, overthrows his intended receiver. He looked like he was aiming for number 6, Ethan Christian. That'll bring up 4th down.
If you're Columbia City, what's the play call here? Are you thinking even remotely about going for it? If it's me, I say no.
No.
You got a chance to pin Norwell deep and go into halftime with a big lead.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to kick it away unless there's some kind of chicanery up their sleeve. Jacob Bolt back to punt away again, and he has been a weapon back there as a punter.
Averaging.
Oh, it is a fake. And
I think he's short.
Yeah, I don't think he made it. That was Wygant with the carry. And he will not make it. That'll turn it over on down. So that I can't say that exactly shocks me, Derek, that they faked the punt there. It will be Norwell's ball, first down at their own 38-yard line.
Almost got it, too.
Yeah, he was about a yard away.
Knights have 3:58 to score here before the half. Big Fig's got to be taking care of the football. Columbia City only has 188 yards, but they've scored 4 times after striking 3 times, getting the ball inside the Norwell 30 to start drives. Other than that, that's going to be false start on the entire left side of Norwell.
Yeah, I think that was, of the 11 players out there for the Knights, 8 of them moved on that play. Maybe 7. Going to move it back 5 yards and make it 1st and 15. A little bit of confusion there.
Yeah, one side moved and the other didn't. It's not what you want on your own line. First penalty on the Knights so far.
Riley hands it off. Oh, and a great job by Carson Ringer to stay on his feet. Almost down, but able to right the ship and get all the way out to the Norwell 44-yard line.
I've not been impressed by either team's ability to tackle so far tonight. The offense has been making some plays, so you got to credit those guys as well, but the defense has been struggling to bring guys to the ground and finish tackles. Both teams.
2nd and about 5. Boy, that was a great pickup by Carson Ringer. He'll get the ball again and might have gained a yard this time. Basically the same play call there as it'll bring up 3rd and about 4.
Kelly's out on this play, so you're not going to see him get the ball. That was the play call the last time in 3rd in a similar situation.
Mm-hmm. Gotta believe the Knights might be looking to throw here. 3 receivers split to the right. Taylor Bohata out there. As Eli will roll that way. The pass is completed.
Now, bounced out of his hands.
Bounced in. Okay. I thought he caught that ball, Derek.
Well, it didn't bounce in. It just bounced out of the hands
of
Geiger, and it should have been caught, should have been a first down. Instead, it's going to be another punt.
A well-run play by the Knights, but just could not execute it.
Yeah, the pass wasn't the best, but it was certainly a catchable football for Geiger, who's had some pretty good catches this year.
He has.
Pretty athletic kid, and just not able to reel that one in.
A couple big catches last week. That Norwell victory. Well, Eli's just a freshman, and he's going to learn when to put touch on those passes and when to put a little bit more zip on them. As Riley with
and it's blocked.
Yep. Well, Eli kind of went with that rugby-style kick that time. And
took one too many steps.
He sure did. So another big play, and really another big miscue by the Knights offense. Columbia City will have the ball at Norwell's 21, 22-yard line. Boy, oh boy. They just have had crazy good field position all night long. Well, since their first drive, I guess.
Tyler Lane was in there to get on it first, I believe, got the hand on it.
So Bolt running the Columbia City offense here. Back to pass, looks right, throws right, deep into the end zone. It's caught, but out of bounds. Excellent hands on the reception down there, but he did come down out of bounds.
Double coverage as well. Risky throw, but made it, and it was almost right on the money. Nice catch. Only need 1 foot in high school, just not able to get it down.
Yeah, that was number 8 as the intended receiver, Garrett, I believe, Railing.
Yep.
Okay. That was the first time.
I think he got part of his foot in. The rest of it was on the chalk, though.
2nd and 10, the handoff. And Severs dropped in the backfield. Number 55 slowing him down. That's Preston Graham.
He lost 3 on that one, so it'll be 3rd and 13.
Who finished off that tackle, Derek?
It's Kyle Henson finishing it off.
All right.
First contact was made by Preston Graham, but escaped his arms. We're under 2 minutes.
Bolt rolls left, throws left, and
way overthrown.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to get it to Michael Severs, but Severs certainly wasn't in the spot that Bolt was expecting. It'll bring up 4th and 13.
Well, if you're Columbia City, you have no choice but to go for it here.
Oh, yeah.
Can't punt way too long for a field goal, so going to go on for 4th and long, and Red Fox is going to take a timeout to talk things over.
Well, that'll be the second timeout that the Eagles have used in this one. We'll take it along with Coach Fox and be right back after these words.
Reed's Do It Best Hardware and Gift Shop is so much more than a hardware store. They have a newly expanded housewares department. They carry Melissa and Doug toys, Yankee candles, and Willow Tree collectibles. Think of Reed's Gift Shop year-round for baby gifts, birthday, anniversary, showers, and for those everyday items you need to pick up. Men, you can get your hardware supplies and a gift for the woman in your life all in one stop. Reed's Do It Best Hardware and Gift Shop, open 7 days a week on Highway 1 North in Bluffton. We appreciate your business.
Quick shot here of the hard-working Norwell cheerleaders on the near sideline. Columbia City will have 4th down coming up.
Greg, you're not going to believe this one. Huntington has a 10-7 lead over New Haven late in the second quarter.
What's going on with New Haven? They lost it.
Yeah, they're struggling right now.
East Noble last week. Bolt back to pass again over the middle, and it is caught at the 6-yard line.
You're kidding me.
Ethan Christen able to hang on to it. Not a very well thrown ball.
No, and I think a Norwell defender got his hands on it, and again, Columbia City comes up with a 50-50 ball.
Boy, and that'll just, as a coach, that'll just drive you crazy.
Yeah. Ball's on the 3. Another pickup of 22 on 4th and 13, and it's 1st and goal for Columbia City.
Seaver back there, and he'll get the ball from Bolt on the pitch, and he's brought down. Excellent defense there.
It's Henson again on the tackle.
Yeah, Henson really playing hard this evening. Make it 2nd and goal.
Lost about 4, I think, pushing it back to the 7 as we tick right at 60 seconds to go in the half.
Well, it was just that quick pitch to Severs. Now Bolt swings it out to Severs on the left-hand side, and Severs just dropped it. It was ruled an incomplete pass right away. Severs with some angst to fall on that quickly as he wasn't sure that it was a forward pass, but it'll bring up 3rd down in any case. Just 51 seconds left here in the first half. So Bolt will hand it off to 15 right up the middle. Untouched was Tanner Martz. Boy, I mean, nobody touched Tanner Martz as he just went right up the middle. I think Norwell was looking for a pass there, Derek, and instead Tanner Martz turns it into another 6 points for the Eagles offense.
Well, if you're Norwell, I'm not sure how that kind of hole opens up inside the 10-yard line.
No, that was
right down the middle. I mean, right down Broadway, and just walked it in for 6.
As the kick is up and good for Schneider. That'll make it 33-7 Columbia City. And they are really pouring it on in the first half, although it's really not Columbia City pouring it on as much as it is Norwell's defense being rather, well, sieve-like is the word, and the offense, of course, turning it over.
Yeah, and it's really kind of a letdown for Norwell. We talked about it a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Making some strides past couple of weeks. Didn't have a great game at DeKalb, but there's a lot of positive things to take away from that game.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot better against Huntington, won a close game. The Knights have been very good in tight games over the past couple of years. Really, their wins have come by close margins. The only games that have been close have been wins. And that's good to see the Knights being able to finish a game. Really a gutsy call in overtime, going for 2 last week.
Yep.
And Riley connecting with Bohetta, a very common occurrence last week. But this week, the defense has really struggled, and the offense has turned it over 5 times. Well, of course, one of those was on special teams.
Yeah. Well, it's been a long time since Norwell's had a real strong football team, and Coach Gerber, though, definitely making strides as a short kick is fielded at about the 35-yard line. That was number 33 for the Knights.
It's Cam Harris.
Cam Harris fielding it with 42 seconds left on the clock. The Knights will try to maybe take a couple shots at the end zone. They do have a couple of timeouts left. Columbia City with 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you go with here. I'm not sure what Coach Gerber has set up for these last couple plays. My guess is ball's going to go to Ringer.
And that is exactly right, Derek, as Ringer will lose maybe a yard on first down. Well, I hope the Knights can quickly here over maybe next season, even as soon as next season, not have to rely on the quarterback running the plays in. As especially for a kid who's going both ways, also playing on special teams, it's a lot to ask.
They're going to let the clock run out here, as they certainly can. Coaches are heading to the locker room, and it will be a 33-7 Columbia City lead as we head to the half.
Well, a struggle for the Knights here in the first half of Columbia City this evening. It's senior night for the Eagles, and they are playing like they are really wanting to finish the regular season strong. They lead 33-7 here at halftime. We'll take a break, hear from a number of sponsors, and be back with stats and stories after these words.
Are you taking the first step towards a healthier you, or are you just tired of the same workout? From beginners to fitness veterans, the Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is the place for you. We offer a full range of workout equipment, personal trainers, certified instructors, a full line of classes, an indoor pool, and so much more. Have peace of mind when you work out with childcare available. The Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is so much more. Join today. Visit fwymca.org. Bluffton Plumbing, Heating, and Electric strives to be your total service provider. Their licensed technicians can handle all of your electrical, plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, and now offers duct cleaning. No job is too small or too large for their service professionals. From electrical repairs, water heater replacements, sewer and drain cleaning, well repair, and remodel jobs. Bluffton Plumbing, Heating, and Electric, located behind Lowe's on Commerce Drive in Bluffton, 888-824-3332. That's 824-3332.
At First Bank of Bern, we believe in the American dream of owning a home. Having a space you can call your own. In fact, we've helped people realize that dream for over 125 years. Whether you're looking to buy your first home, refinance an existing loan, or move into something a little bigger, we believe our lending experts have the local knowledge and experience to help make your dream a reality. Apply online at firstbankofbern.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Football fans know some things just go together. Quarterbacks and receivers, face paint and super fans, game days and tailgates. I am State Farm Agent Kevin Beatty, and I know another winning combination, home and auto. Myself and my team are here to help life go right when you combine your home and auto insurance, which saves you time and money. So get your home and auto on the same team and score some savings. Call me, State Farm Agent Kevin Beatty, at 824-1928 today.
At Grable Insurance, their most important job is to make sure you leave with the best coverage you can afford. They want to provide you protection from the unfortunate things that can and often do happen. The cheapest insurance is often not the best. Visit online at grableinsurance.com or stop by the office on Pony Express Run, next door to the Leo Post Office, and talk to any of the friendly agents that would be happy to help you. Grable Insurance is a proud sponsor of high school athletics.
Welcome back to Norwell Night Football. It's halftime here in Columbia City, and this halftime show will be brought to you by the Bowling Center in Bluffton. At the Bowling Center, your halftime can be made complete at our snack bar with delicious pizza and ice-cold drinks. With 22 lanes, there's plenty of room for everyone to come practice or relax and bowl a game or two with friends. The Bowling Center is located at 1231 South Main Street, and Bluffton is a perfect place to plan your next birthday party. Visit bowlbluffton.com. Along with Derek Decker, this is Greg Van Meter. And Derek, I know you've got a number of stats there as you have been doing them all night.
All night, and it's certainly been difficult doing double duty, but it's nothing I can't handle, of course.
Well, obviously.
But really, this game started really well for the Knights. A really nice 6-play, 68-yard drive and 2:07 to get things going, capped off a 46-yard Carson Ringer run on a 3rd-and-1 option pitch. And a really well-executed play. Ringer just beat everybody to the edge and blew through to the end zone. Jacob Wygent responded with a 25-yard run with 5:32 left in the first quarter, and after that is when things started to go downhill from Norwell. The ensuing kickoff was taken away from Eli Riley, just stripped the football right away from him. Bolt ran it in for 3 on that drive after a Norwell turnover. Jacob Wygent ran it in for 57, and then Bolt for 9 in the second quarter. Martz for 7 on after a 4th and 13. There's no way Columbia City should have scored on that last drive, and I think if you're Norwell, that might be the final stick in the back.
Yeah.
If you keep it to a 26-7 game, you're in it. It's 3 scores. If you hold them before the half, it's a reasonable game. It would have been nice to get points, but to give up another score there is really, really tough. For the Knights, they got just 2 first downs. They were both on the first drive. Since then, they have not gotten a first down. Columbia City with 8 of them on the ground, 24 carries, 157 yards as a team for Columbia City. The Knights with 86 on the ground. 2 for 7 is Riley with 1 total yard and 2 interceptions. On the other side, it is Jacob Bolt, who is 3 for 14 for 53 yards. Total offense, 210 for Columbia City and 87 for the Knights. 210, not an insane number considering 33 points on the board. The Knights have had a couple problems in big situations. They haven't gotten the stop they really needed this evening, and a couple big holes have opened up. Columbia City is winning the line of scrimmage now by a good margin after the Knights had a lead in that category on the first drive. Carson Ringer has had a really nice night, 10 carries for 75 yards, but aside from the 46-yard run, he's been bottled up for most of the rest of the night. Riley running 6 carries for 7, and Bryce Kelly 2 carries for 4. Jacob Wygent leading Columbia City. He's got 6 carries for 97 yards, a couple of scores here at the half. Jacob Bolt also 7 carries, 34 yards, and 2 scores. And Tanner Martz 3 carries, 13 yards, and a score. We mentioned the passing numbers, not really good for either team. Geiger's got 1 of the 2 catches for the Knights for 9 yards. Bohetta lost a number of yards on the catch that he made. 2 interceptions for Michael Sievers here at the half. He picked off both passes, returned them for a combined 21 yards. Riley fumbled once. Bohetta had it stripped, and it's just been a big problem for the Knights. On the defensive side of the ball for both teams, Cole Lewison leading the Knights, 5 tackles, solo, and 1 assist. Kyle Henshin has also been a really big weapon on defense so far this evening with 3 tackles and an assist, and Riley 3 solos and an assist. Travis Sunderland leading Columbia City with 4 tackles, Drew Rethlake with 4, and Jacob Wygant with 4 all on their own, as Columbia City leads 33-7 here at the break.
Well, how fun is Michael Sievers to watch play football? Just a sophomore. He is a dynamic player for Columbia City. Really a quick first step, runs well, avoids tackles, good hands. He's going to be a good one here for the Eagles for the next couple of years.
He sure is, and we've got some halftime scores to share with you at this time. Cherubusco leading Fairfield 14-0 at the break. Leo leading DeKalb 13-0 at halftime. New Haven has taken the lead again from Huntington North, putting up 2 scores before the half. They lead at 21-10 at the break. Angola leads Eastside 21-13. Snyder leading Lures at the half 34-0. Dwenger 14, Northrop 12. Wayne trails Carroll 10-6 at the break, and East Noble leading Belmont 42-6 at halftime.
Wow, that game I believe is at Belmont.
I think you're right.
So senior night in Decatur not going so well at the moment. Of course, that is next week's opening sectional opponent for the Knights. That game will be at the Courtyard. We will not have it on the Voice Enterprise system next week, as we are being prevented from doing so by the IHSAA, their arcane policies and their outrageous fees. If you happen to know anybody who works at the IHSAA, or know somebody who knows somebody, or in any way can let them know your thoughts on that particular issue, the Voice would certainly not stop you from sharing them.
No, we'd all appreciate it on our behalf, as everybody really here enjoys calling games. I know both me and Greg do, but there's a lot of folks that just can't make it to the game, or aren't close, or maybe don't even have connections at this point with anybody that will be at the game. So we really appreciate bringing this service to you, and it's unfortunate that we're going to be disallowed by the IHSAA next week.
Well, and the folks I feel bad for, Derek, of course, we talked about this earlier, but before we went on the air, but I feel bad for the grandparents, those who can't get out, maybe in a facility somewhere, those who live in another state or even around the world. Some of our folks in military service and so forth that I know I've heard from over the years that certainly enjoy listening to and watching these games. They certainly are not in a position to buy a ticket to the game, which seems to be the fear of the IHSAA, and we're just sad that we're not able to bring these games to you. Now, it may only be one game this year in the postseason for the Knights, but regardless, each game is precious. It's precious to the kids. It's a game they won't get back, and as Derek mentioned, we certainly enjoy bringing the action to you. We'll take a break as the Columbia City band wraps up their halftime performance here. I'd really like to kind of see their props that they've got going on out there. They look like they're having a lot of fun with them, but you'll be able to watch that as we take a quick break here from a couple more sponsors, and we'll be back with the balance of the halftime show after these words.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice in Northern Indiana. Just like filling a medication prescription from your doctors, you have the right to choose who provides your physical therapy, and IPT accepts all insurance coverage. With extended hours, we are open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and offer same-day appointments. We have 17 conveniently located clinics, with 7 in Fort Wayne and 1 each in Angola, Auburn, Bluffton, Columbia City, Goshen, Huntington, Kendallville, New Haven, and Warsaw. Contact Indiana Physical Therapy to start your therapy today. We will get you back to work, play, and life. Celebrating 29 years in business, Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice for physical therapy. Call 260-209-2464 or visit indianapt.com. The Bowling Center in Bluffton has adult youth double leagues with 1 adult and 1 youth per team, or 2 youth may make a team starting soon. The leagues are 10 weeks long and everyone plays every frame. With 22 lanes, there is plenty of excitement to go around. So stop by to practice or come relax with friends. And don't forget about Friday Fun. From 12 noon to 6 p.m., only $1 per game and 50-cent shoe rental in a smoke-free environment. The Bowling Center is located at 1231 South Main Street in Bluffton. Visit bowlbluffton.com.
Welcome back to Columbia City. We're still at halftime along with Derek Decker. This is Greg Van Meter. Take the steps to be a better you and be a part of something greater. Join the Kaler Nickel Foundation Family YMC. They're located at 550 West Dustman Road in Bluffton, where right now all 7th graders in Wells County can get a free Y membership. Help your student thrive in a safe environment. And I hope folks are taking advantage of that. That's a huge value to be able to take advantage of that in Wells County at that beautiful new facility. The baseball game has started. Of course, tonight it's the American League Championship Series. The Astros hosting the Yankees, and Dallas Keuchel, starting pitcher for the Astros, not having much trouble in the top of the first inning. He struck out Brett Gardner, Gary Sanchez, and got Didi Gregorius to ground out. Now, in the middle of that, something unusual in this postseason happened. Aaron Judge got on base.
Wow.
As he walked his first time up. Judge having a very difficult division series, going 1 for 20 with 16 strikeouts in that division series against the Cleveland Indians. And Derek, were you surprised that the Yankees were able to pull out that series?
Well, we were talking about it before the game today, and really, first of all, I don't think a lot of people out there, especially after Cleveland went up 2-0, could have predicted the Yankees to come back and win and beat Kluber in Game 5 in Cleveland. Aside from that, nobody also could have predicted Judge going 1 for 20 and the Yankees winning the series.
Right.
That just doesn't happen, and really, I didn't expect a lot out of the Yankees. This is beyond expectations for them this year, and I really think if Cleveland comes away with the victory earlier this week, I think Joe Girardi's out of a job.
Well, it's possible. I know he certainly felt bad about the replay that wasn't in Game 2, I guess it was. Mm-hmm. And I like Joe Girardi, of course, a former Cub, former Rocky, but kind of wears his heart on his sleeve, and to me has been one of the better managers in the game over the last 10 years or so. But certainly was raised up by his players as they moved into the championship series. And, of course, the National League Championship Series starts tomorrow night, where the Cubs, after surviving one of the wildest baseball games I've ever seen deep into the night last night, almost 5-hour game in 9 innings, traveled to Los Angeles early this morning via New Mexico, and are set to take on the Dodgers tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern in L.A.
Still an afternoon game out there in L.A.
5 o'clock start.
5 o'clock start. But should be an interesting series. I think the Cubs present a challenge in many ways to the Dodgers, but the Dodgers have to be the favorite in the series. But
absolutely.
Clear-cut favorite. But the way the postseason has gone, it's been shown that pretty much anything can happen. With last night 9-8 in just a crazy game. I mean, you've got wild pitches, you've got pass balls, you've got a drop third strike that goes into right field, you've got a guy hit. Scherzer hits a guy with the bases loaded. When are you ever going to see that again? Probably never.
Yeah.
It just a bunch of crazy stuff happened in that game, and also one of the longest games I can recall, over 9 innings.
Well, there's so many mid-inning pitching changes last night. And, of course, the name of the game these days is a strong bullpen, and that bodes well for the Yankees, as they have one of the strongest and best performing, with, of course, last year's World Series winner Aroldis Chapman on the back end of that bullpen, and of course Dylan Betances, who struggled a little bit actually, but that's a good crew with Canely and so forth in that that bullpen for the Yankees. It'll be interesting to see who comes out of it. Of course, the Astros big favorites in that series that starts down in Houston this evening. They are in the bottom of the first inning. Both teams now back out on the field here at Columbia City. We've got a beautiful evening. The lights, of course, have taken full effect as Columbia City doing their stretching and exercising to start the second half in the middle of the field. Norwell on the east end zone area. We do need to hear from a couple more sponsors here before we start the second half, so we'll go ahead and hear from them. That's Dr. Kugelhahn and Stefan Financial. We'll be back with the start of the second half after these words.
Are you looking for a new dental home, or maybe you've suffered a dental sports-related injury? Contact Dr. Laura Kugelhahn and her caring staff. They can help you with your general and emergency dental needs. Dr. Laura Kugelhahn and her staff provide a wide variety of services such as fillings, crowns, veneers, bridges, bleaching, dentures, athletic mouth guards, and much more. Dr. Kugelhahn's office is located at 1133 North Main Street in Bluffton. Call today at 824-31000 for an appointment with Dr. Laura Kugelhahn.
Dr. Laura Kugelhahn is a provider for Delta Dental and Aetna insurances. She is also accepting Care Credit. Dr. Kugelhahn and her staff will make you feel at home.
Quarterback doesn't want to get blindsided by a linebacker, and you don't want to get blindsided by a retirement. Call Tim Stephan at Stephan Financial Group, 824-8175, to schedule an appointment to plan for your retirement. Free consultation on investments, life and health insurance, Medicare supplement plans, and many more. Trust that we will work for you at Stephan Financial Group, located at 110 West Cherry Street in Bluffton, Indiana. Securities offered through Thurston Springer Financial, member FINRA and SIPC. Some insurance products also offered through Thurston Springer. Tim Stephan is a registered associate of Thurston Springer and is doing business as Stephan Financial Group. Stephan Financial Group is independent of Thurston Springer.
Well, back here at Columbia City, we're just about set to start the second half. Columbia City will get the football to start the second half. They actually won the pregame toss and deferred to the second half.
Well, Greg, if you're Norwell, when do you start really trying to get after it as far as on kickoffs? And that's a real question. We've seen the Knights attempt a number of onside kicks so far this year. We've got a lot of practice doing that. Of course, a lot of those games coming in blowouts, a lot of those tries, but I wouldn't be shocked to see one here.
Yeah, that wouldn't actually surprise me much either, as Eli Riley will kick from the left side hash mark. Riley will kick it away, and it will roll down the left side, and that's going to stop at the 1 yard line, as I believe that Columbia City thought that ball was either going to go out of bounds or into the end zone. Instead, it died at the 1 yard line, so the Knights with a break.
Yeah, it's a good start to the second half if you're Norwell.
Ball was brought out to about the 6 yard line, so the Knights with an opportunity here if they can hold this potent Columbia City offense deep on their own end. Bolt in the shotgun, hands off over the left side. That'll be Wygant with the carry.
I think it was Lewison again on the stop.
Cole Lewison's had an outstanding game to this point. Lewison's a senior, isn't he?
He sure is. 6'3".
Boy, it's hard to imagine he's a senior already.
Makes you feel young, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure doesn't. The handoff to Sievers. Boy, is he fast. And he's going to run away from the crowd here across midfield inside the 30.
He's going to beat
all
Riley
the way down for a 88-yard touchdown run for Michael Sievers. And, boy, that young man can pick him up and put him down. An 88-yard touchdown run Michael Sievers. And, folks, he is just a sophomore.
Columbia City's only averaging 15 points a game. With a weapon like that, it shocks me.
Yeah. Davis Snyder out to attempt the extra point. Jacob Bolt, the holder.
Got a penalty marker on the PAT, and it's encroachment. Yeah.
Yep, it is. So
penalties
it'll be
declined. Yep.
And Snyder will reset to kick. Boy, Michael Sievers with a burst of speed through the line, and he takes it to the house. The extra point is up and good for Davis Snyder. And now Columbia City, just 50 seconds into the second half, has a 33-point lead.
Well, it looked like it was going to be a positive start for the Knights to the second half, pinning Columbia City inside their own 15 to start the drive, and they just can't stop Seaver. Again, they've run for 246 yards on 26 carries this evening, have the Eagles, and it's just tearing up Norwell's defense tonight.
Now, 130 yards was on 140 yards is on two particular carries, but still, my goodness. Michael Sievers, an extremely fast back, maybe one of the fastest backs in the NE8 conference. Certainly one of the fastest I've seen.
Yeah, there's just not that many guys that can just run away from an entire defense like that.
Well, Davis out to kick off again, getting a lot of practice in this evening. And his kick will be fielded at about the 20. Actually, that was about the 21-yard line where he fielded that. Bryce Kelly will bring it out across the 30. And the ball will be spotted at the Norwell 31. Whew. Well, Norwell with its work cut out here early in the second half. Riley in at the quarterback position. He's got Taylor, Bohata, and Geiger to the right. And he will run the option. The pitch to Ringer. Ringer looking for a spot. He gets through out across the 45, close to midfield. And Ringer did a great job of splitting the seam there. A little bit of a poor job of tackling by Columbia City, but
it wasn't a very big hole for him to get through, and he was able to shake a tackler to get in, and he picks up 19 on first down and moves the chains again for the Knights. First time since the first drive the Knights have moved the chains.
Well, a Columbia City Eagle is down at about the 32-yard line, being tended to by the training staff. Not that we don't love football, but checking on the baseball game. Still no score in Houston. They're in the top of the second with one out, nobody on. Aaron Hicks at the plate for the Yankees. He had a nice division series. How about Greg Bird? Had a great division series for the Yankees. Well, we talked about the fact that it won't be long before basketball season is upon us, as Norwell getting ready to run a play, and they're still got the training staff on the field. They're going to blow it live. Riley hands off to Ringer. Ringer's having a great night as he picks up about another 3 there to get into Columbia City territory. The ball spotted at the 47-yard line of the Eagles.
It's been an interesting game plan. Norwell has become a much more of a passing team over the course of the year. Against Columbia City, it's just kind of been run it down the gut a lot.
Yep.
And they've been pounding the football. Both teams, kind of an old school type of Indiana game here with a lot of dives on both sides of the ball, keeping it on the ground.
Riley will run the option to the left this time. He pitches to Ringer. Ringer loses it, and it's going to be recovered by the Columbia City Eagles at the Norwell 48-yard line. And Derek, I'm not sure, but it almost looked like on that play, Ringer just kind of took his eye off the ball.
He did, and he looked downfield, and after a pretty good season so far of taking care of the football, it's been not so much turning the ball over, but 3 and outs when they've been failing to score. That is the 5th turnover for the Knights. It's really unbelievable, and not granted, a couple of them have been good plays, but a lack of strength by Norwell. That one was just a mistake by the Knights.
Well, Columbia City takes over. They already lead by 33, and here's another big gain this time by Jacob Bolt. He gets the first down and more into Norwell territory. It's spotted at the 39. Columbia City actually speeding up their offense here a little bit.
It doesn't hurt because they're going to get Wayne next week, so
right.
They're going to need that.
Wayne, not really a power in the SAC, but playing better football these days. Henson with another tackle for the Knights. Ball spotted at the the Knights' 38-yard line. 2nd and 9 for the Eagles. Bolt has had an excellent game for Columbia City this evening. Besides passing and running, he's punted extremely well. He'll keep this one, and he'll be dropped in the backfield for about a 2-yard loss. Cole Lewison got up a little slowly there. Bryce Kelly also in on the play. Lewison stays in. Kelly does not, as Bryce is replaced on this play by Cam Harris. The play clock at 13, the game clock at 8:30 here in the third quarter. Bolt back to pass, swings it out to the right, and he was trying to get it to Wygant. Not a good pass at all. Falls safely to the earth, and that'll bring up 4th down for Columbia City. Looks like they will punt it away, and with Jacob Bolt doing the kicking, he certainly has the ability to pin Norwell deep in its own end. 5 seconds left on the play clock.
I think they're going to have to burn a timeout.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it, and they will. That'll be the first timeout used here in the second half, Norwell with their full complement left. We'll take a break, hear from Daniels Jewelers, and be right back.
A new adventure awaits. Above the clouds, beneath the waves, among the rocks, powered by the light around us. Each moment of time is precious. Go higher, deeper, further. Pursue your dreams. Powered by light. Any light never needs a battery. Citizen ProMaster. Go beyond.
Daniels Jewelers, North Main Street, Bluffton, where personal attention and trust become part of the memory.
Columbia City set to kick it away here.
Carter Wireman was late getting on in that last play, and that's what forced Columbia City to call that timeout.
Bolt aims for the right side. It's high. It takes a good bounce, and it's going to settle inside the 5-yard line. Or 10. That's 10-yard line. Excuse me, Derek. I apologize. I get 5 yards off sometimes. It'll be spotted just inside the 10. That's where the Knights will take over, trailing by 33.
Punt of 30.
Pardon?
Punt of 30 yards on the play.
Yep.
And we'll see if the Knights can hang on to the ball. It's been the struggle all night long. They've had
5 turnovers.
Yeah, and they've had some nice runs. I think they've had a couple of good play calls, and they've executed fairly well.
Riley on the keeper trying to turn the corner, and he's going to be dropped for about a 4-yard loss. Wygant there made contact. Also in on the play was number 26, Carter Smith. Ball spotted at the 7, so a 3-yard loss for Eli.
Wygant's just bigger and faster by a lot, and had him by a step, and Riley couldn't beat him to the outside.
Wygant listed at 5'11", 160. Eli is listed at 5'10", 132. And I'm guessing that 132 is generous, as he'll hand off this time to Ringer. Ringer back out across the 10-yard line to about the 11. That'll make it 3rd and about 9 for the Knights. Carson's had a nice game for Norwell this evening, outside of the one fumble. Got to be getting close to 80 yards now anyway.
Joe Taylor back on the field for the Knights as he was running in the play call that time.
Well, Eli Riley hasn't left the field, so having him also run plays in, more than a challenge for a freshman. Riley back to pass, looks down the right side for Bohata. Bohata able to haul it in. What a catch by Christian Bohata. That was just a great play by Bohata. He was defended very well by Carter Smith, another one of those sophomores, and Smith throwing up his hands. He can't believe he caught it. A big first down for the Knights.
I can't either, and Bohata is not a real tall guy, but he was able to reach right over him and pull that out with 2 hands, and it's a pickup of 28 on 3rd down. They move the chains.
Christian listed at 5'8", 160. Very athletic, very strong for his size. As Riley on the keeper picks up about 5.
Good first down gain that time for Riley. Much better designed play.
Yeah, Carter Smith listed at 6'1", so Christian giving up about 5 inches to Smith on that catch. It's a fun play to watch. Riley handles the low snap, gets it to Ringer. Ringer with some room. He's around the left side, across the 30, across the 25, and brought down around the 15-yard line. A big night for Carson. Ringer continues as he just bounced outside and really found an extra gear once he got to the edge, Derek.
Yeah, he picked up 43 on that one as they move it all the way down to the Columbia City 12-yard line. And the Knights threatening again here as they're in the red zone.
Riley takes the shotgun snap, flips it to Ringer, and Ringer's going to be dropped for a loss. Great penetration there by the Eagles defensive line. They were not fooled at all on that play.
Not a terrific transition that time either.
About a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, Ringer had a little bit of trouble hanging on to it. Caused him to lose a half a step and then had to change direction, and by that time Columbia City was all over him.
2nd and about 14 now for the Knights. Riley will hand it off to Ringer again, and Ringer brought down at the line of scrimmage he might have even lost another half a yard there. We'll bring up 3rd down, and after Carson's big carry, the Norwell offense has kind of stalled out on these last 2 plays. We'll see what Coach Gerber has in mind as there's 4:20 left here in this third quarter. Riley rolling right, throws into the end zone. A lot of contact. Christian Bohata tried to make the diving catch, and unfortunately it touched the ground before it touched Christian's hands. That'll bring up fourth down for the Knights. What do you think they'll do here, Derek?
Well, I'm not sure what the play call is going to be, but...
you think they'll try to throw it again?
Absolutely. 4th and 15, ball's on the 17. They can get a first down without getting in. But probably a shot to the end zone here if you're Riley.
He's got 3 receivers to the right.
And it's going to be a false start.
That'll make it 4th and 20. It has been a struggle for the Knights this evening. When they're not turning it over, they're coming up with an inopportune penalty.
That's just it just cannot happen. It's just stuff you can't happen. You're already in a 4th and long situation. You make it 4th and a mile now. You got to get 20 yards on this play. Only 2 penalties. The Knights have been fairly disciplined on the night, both of them coming from false starts. Haven't seen a lot of penalty markers all night. 5 penalties for 27 yards for Columbia City.
Riley rolls right and looks downfield. The pass intercepted at about the 5-yard line. That was Carter Smith with the pick. He'll return it to about the 20-yard line, I guess, 21. And that's where the Eagles will take over the 6th turnover and, I believe, 3rd pick on the evening for Columbia City.
That would be correct.
Well, the regular season not coming to a real positive end here for the Knights, as Columbia City up by 33 here in the 3rd with their starters still in there. Bolt hands it off to Bidwell, and Bidwell fights his way out to about the 24-yard line, about a 3-yard gain. Sam Walker on the stop for the Knights. We've been calling his name quite a bit tonight, Derek.
Yes, we have, and Columbia City has only outgained Norwell by a little over 100 yards, but they lead it by 33. That just tells you the turnover story. That's been the story of the entire game.
Bolt.
Columbia City is going to be turning in a regular season winning record for the first time in a number of years.
As the handoff that time was to number 15. That was Tanner Martz, who was dropped by Bryce Kelly. That'll bring up 3rd and 9 for the Eagles. The ball is spotted at about the 21-yard line. And Columbia City now really taking a lot of time off the clock. Bolt in the shotgun will fake the handoff pass downfield, and it is caught right at the first down marker. It was Railing with the catch. Boy, nice hands.
I thought he got it on the initial look, and they did.
So another first down for Columbia City. Well thrown ball by Jacob Bolt, and an excellent catch by Railing. Railing, a 6'1" senior, and another big play on third down for the Eagles. Bolt bobbled the snap, but able to get it to Bidwell, and Bidwell will be dropped for a loss, although they may mark his forward progress back at the line of scrimmage. In fact, they say he even gained maybe a half a yard, so it'll be 2nd down and call it a long 9 for the Eagles. Eli Riley credited with the tackle there.
Riley was able to drive him back, too. They could take a little bit of that anger out on defense now.
Yeah, it's been a frustrating night for the freshman. They really need a stop here. Jacob Bolt running things for the Eagles. He'll hand off over the right side, bouncing outside was Bidwell. Bidwell with about a 5-yard pickup. That'll bring up third in a long 4 or a short 5. Nice move by Bidwell. Just kind of bounced outside on that play. As the clock down to 20 seconds here in this third quarter, Eagles will run one more play. Bolt will hand it off. That's Martz getting through tacklers.
Punched the ball out. I think the Knights recovered in bounds. They sure did.
Yes, they did.
Belden Glasgow jumps
official.
on it.
Who knocked that out of there, Derek? Could
Not
you tell?
sure. Not sure who knocked it out, but Belden jumped on it on the last play of the third quarter as time expires.
Good play as the Knights get one of those turnovers back to end the third quarter. We will take a break, hear from a couple of sponsors, and be back with fourth quarter action after these words.
Welcome to the new Heidi Automotive Group. We have a brand new state-of-the-art facility. Now you can shop for a new Chevrolet, Buick, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, or Chrysler at the same location right here in Bluffton, Indiana. We have a huge selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and crossovers. We focus on quality, and that is why we certify our pre-owned inventory so you get more warranty, free maintenance, and peace of mind. Don't worry about your credit. We have financing options for everyone. Heidi Automotive Group, a new look, but old-fashioned integrity.
At First Bank of Bern, we believe in the American dream of owning a home. Having a space you can call your own. In fact, we've helped people realize that dream for over 125 years. Whether you're looking to buy your first home, refinance an existing loan, or move into something a little bigger, we believe our lending experts have the local knowledge and experience to help make your dream a reality. Apply online at firstbankofbern.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, here in Columbia City, it's the start of the fourth quarter. Greg Van Meter, Derek Decker bringing the action this evening. The Knights with the football at the Columbia City 40-yard line to start the quarter. After that fumble, Riley looking to pass, and he is going to be brought down by number 23, Drew Rethlake on the sack.
Lost
6-foot
9.
junior. We'll make it 2nd and 9. And that's the difference, though, between a freshman and a junior. 2 years from now, when somebody gets a handful of Eli's jersey, he'll shake them off and make something positive happen. Instead, as a 132-pound freshman, he was brought down for a 9-yard loss. Riley will keep it and gain a couple of positive yards to about the Eagle 47, 3rd and 17 now for the Knights.
Rethlake making the stop again. And obviously 4-down territory here for the Knights, so they've got a couple chances to get it.
Yep. Knights trailing by 33 early on here in the fourth quarter. This time the handoff to Ringer up the middle, and very conservative play call there for Coach Gerber. Makes it 4th and 15.
They're going to punt.
And Eli Riley getting instructions on the sideline. Michael Sievers will be deep at about the 10, 11-yard line for the Eagles. Riley out there to punt for the Knights. Sievers a threat to score every time he touches the ball. Quick snap. They get the play off, and good kick by Riley. Takes an excellent Norwell bounce all the way down to the 1-yard line. What a
bunt.
great kick by Eli Riley.
44 yards, pinned right on the one. Couldn't have done a better job.
Hustling downfield and making the play. I believe that was Andrew Captain.
Nah, it's Cole Lewison.
It was Cole Lewison, okay. Well, great hustle by Cole on special teams. He has had a great night defensively for the Knights.
Knocked down a number of balls at the line.
Yep.
Made several solo tackles all by himself. Snuffed out a couple of the fakes at the line of scrimmage. And now down the ball on the 1 yard line. Good kick by Riley. And Knights trying to stuff Columbia City and push them back into their own end zone.
Interestingly enough, that was a punt that Eli hit square. Did not have much end-over-end rotation at all.
Right.
And yet when it hit, took a huge forward bounce for the Knights. Well,
they lost the ball.
Well,
the Knights might have
no
it.
initial signal.
And they're going to say Columbia City, I think, jumped back on top of it.
Bolt was over center on that play.
Yep.
Able to get it back. But the ball will be spotted again at about the 1 yard line. We'll call it 2nd and 10, although on the scoreboard I think they got it 2nd and 9. Bolt was just trying to, you might want to get the camera on the play here. Thank you, Derek. Not used to doing that. I'm sure that's not the first time this evening I've missed a play. Apologize for the folks at home. To the folks at home. And on that carry, Bolt might have picked up a yard or two. I'll say it's 3rd and about 8 for the Eagles.
I'm surprised they gave it to him all the way out to the 3. Didn't think he got that far, but big time for the Knights to get a stop here and potentially get good field position again.
8:34 left in this one. It's been all Columbia City, mostly on the back of Norwell miscues. Bolt again under center. I am really surprised. Bolt's still in there. He bounces outside, and he's going to be brought down for no gain.
Driven back that time
by
Sam Walker.
They're spotting that ball at the 5 yard line.
No way he got to the 5.
No, that'll make it 4th and 5.
Kyle Henshin made first contact, held on to his legs long enough that Sam Walker could come in and finish off the tackle.
Jacob Bolt in his own end zone to punt it away. Not as deep as he could be.
His last punt wasn't terrific. It was about 30 yards, and it was a good return by Riley.
Riley at the 40. And
it's
a high kick, end over end, will be fair caught at the 32-yard line.
By far the worst punt of the night, just 27 yards on the kick.
You had to rush that one a little bit. In Houston, it's mid-3. The Yankees have a hit. The Houston Astros, for their first 2 at-bats, do not. The lone hit was by Brett Gardner in the 3rd inning for the Yankees.
Moving on at a much quicker pace than last night's game.
Yes. Riley, quick pass out to Bohada.
They're going to call a hold on Joe Taylor on the outside. There's no way that's a hold, and he's upset with the call. Not a good call.
Obviously, the officials do not feel like they have been enough a part of this one to this point.
Well, the only thing that could have been was a hold, and they called a block in the back, so I'm not really sure what he saw on that side, but that's what it is.
It was such a quick play.
And sometimes you'll see that, but in that particular instance, that's not what it was.
Well, they move it back 10 yards. It'll be 1st and 20 for the Knights from from the Eagles' 42. Again, our last broadcast of the football season here this evening in Columbia City. The handoff to Ringer. Couple yard gain to the 40. Eli Riley trots to, and I missed that play as well. Sorry, folks. Eli Riley trots to the sideline to get the play. Beautiful evening here in Columbia City. It is remarkable. In fact, the coolest evening we've had was probably at DeKalb. It was a windy evening up in Waterloo a few weeks ago.
Seems to be windy about every time we make the trip up there to DeKalb County.
Yeah, I guess that was just 2 weeks ago. As Riley will
it's Mayorga.
Hand it to Mayorga, who's seeing his first touch of the evening, fighting for those extra yards.
Wow.
He's all the way up to the 27-yard line.
And I'm shocked he wasn't marked out of bounds now.
Yeah, I thought he was out of bounds at about the 36. Instead,
that'll bring up 3rd and 6, so it's a manageable number here after picking up 12 on the second down run.
He did make a nice change of pace move to get that extra yardage.
And well, if you're Norwell, now's the time to start working a few plays that you could maybe implement next week.
Yeah, there you go. Of course, the Knights hosting Belmont next week in the first round of sectional play. Eli almost picked off again, as I'm not sure. It looked like he was trying to get it to Glasgow.
Well, Glasgow and Taylor were both over there, and he either overthrew or underthrew one of them, and that was nowhere close.
26.
Carter
Smith almost came up with a pick again.
Should have had a pick.
Yeah, I think he was surprised that the ball was thrown in that particular area.
Well, if he picks that ball off, it's another 6.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's gone.
Nobody between him and the end zone.
No.
Instead, it's 4th and about 6 for the Knights. 3 receivers split to the right for Norwell. Riley rolling to the right, and he will turn upfield. He will not get the first down. That'll turn it over on downs to the Eagles. I'm a little surprised he never tries to throw from the pocket. It's always on the run. Derek, is there a specific reason for that?
Well, you're asking the wrong guy.
Okay, I thought you might know.
The answer is...
You know a lot more than I do.
Well, I think he's just trying to get comfortable a little bit, and everybody's got to remember, I think...
Just a freshman, yeah.
Well, that, and it's only his second start under center.
Yeah.
People, I think, may have put forth some high expectations after last week's performance, which was really, really good for his first start. But he's got to work a little bit.
And the Eagles, I think, with a lot of new personnel in there, having trouble figuring out what they want to do. They'll use a timeout. They lead the Knights 40-7, 5:15 left in this one. We'll take a break and be right back.
Are you taking the first step towards a healthier you, or are you just tired of the same workout? From beginners to fitness veterans, the Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is the place for you. We offer a full range of workout equipment, personal trainers, certified instructors, a full line of classes, an indoor pool, and so much more. Have peace of mind when you work out with childcare available. The Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is so much more. Join today. Visit fwymca.org.
Norwell turning it over on downs to the Eagles. The Eagles in victory mode now. They lead 40-7. Just over 5 minutes left in this one.
A couple more score updates for you. The Wells County team, South Adams leads Southern Wells 16-0 at the end of 3. And Lima Central Catholic leading Bluffton 46-6 at the end of 3.
Lima Central Catholic. Didn't realize they were on Bluffton's schedule. As the handoff, I believe that was 82.
It sure was.
Garrett Geiger for the Eagles. A 5'6" freshman. Listed at 125 pounds. I'm surprised they would list somebody at 125 pounds, regardless of what their weight is.
Joey Martinez coming up with a stop as well for the Knights.
Joey Martinez, is he just a freshman? No. What class is Martinez in?
I believe he's a sophomore.
Sophomore, okay. I knew he was young. As the second team is out there for Columbia City. Taking the snaps now for the Eagles is sophomore Kieran Gillies. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Patrick with a stop for the Knights on that play. It'll bring up 3rd and 7.
And the Knights have a lot of new personnel on the field right now as well.
Yeah, they do. You can tell by the clean uniforms. Gillis, and he looked to be left-handed as he'll hand off to number 25, Michael Nodine, another freshman. Nodine solidly put together, listed at 5'11", 175. That's pretty thick for a freshman, Derek. It'll bring up 4th down, and they will punt away. The Eagles will. Mayorga and 25, Joey Martinez, will be deep for the Knights. Martinez, we mentioned he's just a sophomore, listed at 5'9", 148. DeArga, of course, has battled injuries for almost his entire career at Norwell. And Bolt with a line drive kick fielded by Martinez at the 37, and still on his feet, will be brought down at about the 45. So Martinez with a touch on special teams. And it is an entire offensive change here for the Knights, Derek, as they've got a all new set of personnel out there. Eli Riley still in at the quarterback spot. 2:48 left on the game clock. He is surrounded by new personnel. Riley hands it off to Martinez. Martinez fighting for positive yardage. Gets across the 45, about out to the 47-yard line. Will make it 2nd and 8.
Jake Kilgore coming up on the tackle.
A lot of the names you're hearing right now are names you'll hear next year when these two teams square off, although there's a lot of young players on both sides of the ball in this one. Jacob Bolt, just a junior, starting quarterback for Columbia City. Columbia City's going to be all right next year.
I think so.
With Sievers. Now, Wygant is also back. Getting the ball on this play was Joe Taylor.
Belden Glasgow in at quarterback as well.
Yep. And it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Knights. Glasgow got some snaps earlier in the season. That was several weeks ago in 2 different games.
Yeah, thought he was going to be the future of the rest of the season and just didn't get things done. I think lost his job after DeKalb. Eli had a nice week at practice and ended up earning the starting job.
Here's Martinez. Gets around the left side. He's got the first down and more across the Columbia City 35 to about the 33. That'll make it 1st and 10 for the Knights. 1:16 on the clock.
18 yards on the carry. Should have been out of bounds, so the clock should be stopped here.
Yep.
Only 1 touchdown in the second half, and that was an 88-yard run right off the bat.
That's right, to start the second half. That was Michael Sievers busting that one open. Glasgow, good hands. The pass is complete. That's number 24 out there. 24 is Corbin.
That's Corbin Spotseller, I think.
Corbin Spotseller, yep. 5'10" senior. Now, see, the way that's listed in the roster, Derek, is Cobryn. Kobryn. I think that's supposed to be Korbyn. Whoops, excuse me.
Under 40 seconds to play.
Knights with maybe a couple plays possible to run here. The handoff is stuffed at the line. That'll be Martinez on the carry, the stop by 51. Austin Martz, and the Knights will try to get one more play off here. If they throw it, they might be able to get two, but they need to move. Clock down to 12 seconds.
I think this is going to be it.
Yeah, I think so too. It's third down. Glasgow.
It's definitely going to be it.
Will pitch it to Martinez. Martinez will be dropped at the 29 as the horn blows, and that'll do it here at Columbia City. The Eagles winding up their regular season in positive fashion. They finish at 5-4. Norwell finishes at 2-7. The final 40-7. We'll take an extended break. Be back with stats and other highlights after these words from our sponsors.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $6.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
Get the $6.99 any deal at your local Pizza Hut on North Main Street in Bluffton.
It's estimated that 1 in 4 children has a vision-related condition that can affect learning. Your child's vision can make a big difference in academic performance. Annual exams are recommended to rule out vision problems that may interfere with your child's vision, development, and academic performance. Doctors Mitchell, Miller, and Fry at Bluffton Family Eye Care can detect any vision problems your child may have, which can then be promptly treated. Our optometrists provide the expert care, advice, and the follow-up you need to look and feel your best by combining experience and expertise with the latest technology.
To look and feel your best, visit Doctors Mitchell, Miller, and Fry at Bluffton Family Eye Care, 105 West Harvest Road in Bluffton. Call 824-3424. That's 824-3424 or online at BlufftonFamilyEyeCare.com.
Quarterback doesn't want to get blindsided by a linebacker, and you don't want to get blindsided by retirement. Call Tim Steffen at Steffen Financial Group, 824-8175, to schedule an appointment to plan for your retirement. Free consultation on investments, life and health insurance, Medicare supplement plans, and many more. Trust that we will work for you at Steffen Financial Group, located at 110 West Cherry Street in Bluffton, Indiana. Securities offered through Thurston Springer Financial, member FINRA and SIPC. Some insurance products also offered through Thurston Springer. Tim Steffen is a registered associate of Thurston Springer and is doing business as Steffen Financial Group. Steffen Financial Group is independent of Thurston Springer.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice in Northern Indiana. Just like filling a medication prescription from your doctors, you have the right to choose who provides your physical therapy, and IPT accepts all insurance coverage. With extended hours, we are open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and offer same-day appointments. We have 17 conveniently located clinics with 7 in Fort Wayne and 1 each in Angola, Auburn, Bluffton, Columbia City, Goshen, Huntington, Kendallville, New Haven, and Warsaw. Contact Indiana Physical Therapy to start your therapy today. We will get you back to work, play, and life. Celebrating 29 years in business, Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice for physical therapy. Call 260-209-2464 or visit indianapt.com.
Welcome back to Columbia City. The Knights dropped their regular season finale to the Columbia City Eagles on the road, 40-7. Thought the Knights might be able to punch one in there at the end, Derek. Couldn't quite get her done.
Not able to do it, and it wraps up an unfortunate and frankly a disappointing performance on the road here at Columbia City. Thought maybe this would be a winnable game for the Knights, and at the very least compete here at Columbia City, and they just were not able to get it done. And it's not really what you want, momentum-wise, going into next week's sectional.
Of course, Belmont, by our last score check anyway, they were getting destroyed at home by East Noble. I think it was 42-6 at halftime, maybe.
Yes, it was.
But that's who the Knights will play next week. We will not be able to bring that game to you on WellsCountyVoice.com, unfortunately, due to IHSAA restrictions. Derek, I know you got a bunch of stats there for us. Go ahead and knock them out.
Yes, I sure do. Columbia City putting up 20 points in the first quarter after Norwell struck first on a 46-yard Carson Ringer run, followed by the Riley kick. 6 plays, 68 yards, 207. From there, it was all Columbia City. Wygant a 25-yard run, Bolt a 3-yard run, and Wygant a 57-yard run, all in the first quarter. In the second quarter, Bolt a 9-yard run, and Tanner Martz a 7-yard run. And then in the third quarter, Michael Sievers opened it up with an 88-yard run, 2 plays, 89 yards, 45-second drive. And really, we talked about it at the end of the first half. The last score put it away, I think, for Columbia City. Only 11 first downs for the Eagles and 6 for the Knights. 2 came on the first drive, and they struggled. Did not get another one in the first half after that, and tacked on a couple more late. On the ground for the Knights, Carson Ringer, terrific game. 19 carries, 143 yards and a score. His best game of the season. And as I recall the last time he came up here, I think he ran for over 100 yards. Broke a couple big ones, and it's really good to see him be successful. He'll have another chance next week to have a good one. I'm sure he'll get a lot of carries against a team like Belmont, who's going to make you run the ball. That should be kind of a grinded-out game, similar to it was last time. On offense, Norwell ran 51 plays for 219 total yards. Columbia City, 56 plays for 338. In the air, Eli Riley, 4 for 12 for 29 yards, 3 picks. Belden Glasgow, 2 for 2 for 6 yards. Columbia City, Jacob Bolt, 4 for 16 for 62 yards and no picks, no touchdowns as well. Christian Bohetta caught 3 passes for 20 yards. A great catch down the sideline in front of us down here, reaching over the corner to make that grab before going out of bounds to get a first down. Landon Geiger had 1 catch for 9 yards. Corbin Sponseller at the end of the game, 1 catch for 4 yards. And Joe Taylor had a grab for 2 yards. For Columbia City, Ethan Christian, 2 catches for 31 yards. Michael Sievers, a catch for 22. And Garrett Railing, 1 catch for 9 yards. Michael Sievers also picked off a couple of passes and returned them for 21 yards. Carter Smith had a pick that was returned for 16. The Knights had a lot of trouble with fumbles tonight. Eli Riley fumbled on a kickoff return. Carson Ringer fumbled on a pitch, and Bohetta fumbled as well. Jacob Bolt fumbled once for Columbia City, but got it back, and Tanner Martz lost his only fumble. 6 turnovers is the story tonight for Norwell. 1 of them on special teams, the other 5 coming on offense. 3 picks and 2 fumbles from the line of scrimmage for Norwell. They fall to 2-7 on the year, 1-6 in the conference, and that's how they'll wrap up the regular season. Columbia City goes 5-4, 4-3. On the defensive side of the ball, Norwell was led by Cole Lewis in 6 solo tackles, 2 assists. Kyle Henshin, 5 solos and 2 assists. Eli Riley, 4 solos, 2 assists, and Bryce Kelly, 3 solos and 3 assists. For Columbia City, Drew Rethlake finished with 7 solos, Jacob Wygant, 7 solos, and Travis Sunderland, 5 solos, as Columbia City takes the regular season finale 40-7. We mentioned Columbia City will take on Wayne on the road next week. They're going to need a lot of speed to compete with Wayne. I think they've got some ability to compete with them. Don't think they'll beat them. But they've got a weapon in Michael Sievers who's fast and I think has the ability to give Wayne's defense a little bit of trouble.
Well, with the splitting off of the NE8 a couple of years ago, the difference that there was between SAC football and NHC football at the time is now a chasm, as the weakest team in the SEC was pretty much a lock to beat anybody in the NE8. For the most part.
That's true.
And that's just the way it is these days. It's going to be tough for Columbia City. Wayne will be very athletic. They do have some speed with Sievers, though, as you mentioned. Norwell, on the other hand, playing in conference to start sectional play, hosting the Belmont Braves tomorrow, next Friday night at 7. That's October 20th. Folks, if you can, come out and cheer on your Knights, as they will need the fan support next week. It's supposed to be another nice weekend from what it looked like high 60s possibly. Next Friday.
That's true. One thing I want to throw in as Big news in the ACAC. Adams Central beats Woodland 30-21
wow, huge
and
win.
takes their first ACAC championship since 2003. Good for the Jets.
Good job for Adams Central. Woodland was heavily favored to win that conference championship this year. Of course, you are listening to the post-game show. This post-game show is brought to you by Dr. Josh Bell at Correctic Chiropractic, striving to help you feel and function better with chiropractic care. Located in the Dutch Mill Plaza in Bluffton. Derek, who's your player of the game this evening?
Oh, it's Carson Ringer. You know,
Big game for
on
Carson.
offense, 143 yards. Had a great job. If you're going to pick a defensive player, it's got to be Cole Lewison.
Right.
I think also, we talked about it throughout the entire game. Had a couple passes batted down at the line of scrimmage, made a couple tackles right at the line, and snuffed out a couple of fakes, and nearly had a couple of interceptions. So a good night for him, but it's got to be Carson Ringer for me as he led the Knights on offense. But Columbia City ultimately takes it 40-7.
Yeah, good points all the way around, Derek. Obviously, Cole Lewison with an excellent game defensively, but Carson Ringer, with his biggest night of the season, over 140 yards, led the way for the Knights. Got their first score early on, first possession of the game, and your player of the game this evening is Carson Ringer. Well, that'll do it for us here from Columbia City. Folks, you have no idea how hard Derek Decker had to work tonight to do the stats and work with me on the audio side of things here for the broadcast. And, Derek, we certainly appreciate it, my friend. Next week we can't bring you the game, so the next we'll talk to you will be basketball season. November 7th, the girls open their season, and Derek and I should be able to bring you the action, we hope, as long as there's no restrictions there from the SAC.
At the very least, we should bring you at least audio coverage.
At least audio. Yep, that's for sure. So until then, have a great evening. We appreciate you joining us here on WellsCountyVoice.com. For Derek Decker, this is Greg Van Meter saying so long, everyone.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs, and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
We hope you enjoyed this high school sports broadcast on the Voice Sports Network. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
The preceding production is property of Voice Enterprises, and all rights are reserved worldwide. Thank you for listening to this production of Voice Enterprises, taking media in a new direction.